Three. All right, here we go. This is episode number 3 with just two people talking, and you have Bonafide Mike's channel right here on YouTube. So we're talking to, oh man, I don't know how to describe this. A great, wonderful artist, Lisa Morales. What hasn't she done? She's a great songwriter, singer, just all around wonderful person. So I wanted to see if we could chat just for a few minutes to talk about music, life, just things that you enjoy about writing music. And I guess we should start from the beginning. Let's just go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Uh, from what I read, you and Roberta started singing in Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, we were like 4 and 5 years old, and my dad used to make us sing with the mariachis, sit in with the mariachis, and
Ah.
we would just teach them our songs, whatever songs we were learning at the time, or we wrote songs. But back then we were doing we did algo tonto, which is something stupid in Spanish. The Frank Sinatra song.
Yes.
And, we would sit in and he taught us that we had to fold our hands in our laps if the mariachis came to the table, because he couldn't understand how people could possibly eat while people were doing such beautiful music. So he taught us to respect mariachis and respect music, really.
You know, I also saw on this website. Is that true? Can you confirm a rumor? Are you really Linda Ronstadt's cousin?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I guess she must live in Tucson then.
No, she lives in San Francisco now, but she lived in Tucson for a little while, and she lived in LA, and now she's in San Francisco now.
Okay,
I
that
just saw her not too long ago.
I did not know that. I just learned that recently. I was like, what? Anyway, so on your songs that you did, do you remember what the first song you wrote, or when you started?
First song that you mean business, when we started in the business, or as a kid? Because I wrote since I was 7 years old.
Oh yeah, you can start with that. Just
My sister and I, we had an all-girl band called the Flower Children, and it was drums, bass, and tambourine, and we wrote all our own songs, and we charged admission at the cafeteria in school.
so at what point do you think it was that you thought, well, I think I could make a career of this. Like, let's form a band and let's just do music. That's my job.
It wasn't like that. Music chose me, and my parents were getting divorced, and I wrote to get through that. And then my dad died when I was 14, and so I wrote to get through that. So I feel like it chose me. When I went to college, I was playing 5 nights a week, and I was like, why am I going to college? Which I wish that I had used college to learn the business, the business part. But I just knew I was doing music for forever, and it was pulling me. It was pulling me and pulling me, and I was writing, and so my German professor at the University of Arizona had come to see me play, and I was going to go visit a friend of mine in Munich over the Christmas time, and he said, you know what, I'm going to write a letter to some friends of mine in Germany, and you've got to go see them. And while you're there, it was a letter of introduction, and they were a German band. And so I went to see them. I took a train up from Munich all the way to Oldenburg, is where they were. And they were having a concert. And so they said, you're going to sit in with us. And it was like 1,000-seater or something. And so I sat in with them, and they said, you have to come back and be on this tour. And Clay Blaker, the Texas Honky Tonk Band, Clay Blaker wrote at least one song on every George Strait album. And would tour with them before George Strait became George Strait. This was, early days. But so everything just kind of pointed towards music for me. And when I went over there to Germany, they said, you got to come back and be on this tour. So that I went on this tour. Then that band said, you have to move to Texas. We need your voice in Texas. So I said, called my mom, said I'm moving to Texas, and I moved to Texas. That was kind of it.
So is that when the Sisters Morales became a band?
No, I was here by myself for a long time, and then Roberta was doing her own thing, and she moved to Dallas for a little while, and then we got together in California for a little while, and I moved back because I was, it was like starting over in California, and I was doing things. I was playing 5 nights a week, 7 nights a week if I wanted, doing original music here in Texas, and she ended up joining me in later on this project. I called her and said I need a background vocalist, so come and do some background vocals for me on this project. She had just gotten back from Japan. She was singing in Japan, and so she sang background vocals for this project I did, and everybody went nuts. And she said, I'm moving here. So that's how that all started.
I remember I saw you guys the first time. I told Roberta this was at the Black Forest Tavern in Houston back in 1990 when you guys opened up for Poco. I went to that show, and I remember you guys you just had a cassette because I saw the merch table, and I'm like, there was just one cassette.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and after that I was telling my friend, because we went to that show, I'm like, they're really good.
Yeah, okay.
So then fast forward, I think that's when I started seeing all the Casbeers shows. Can you talk about that a little bit, how you started doing the Casbeers gigs?
Well, they contacted us to play there, and so we drive in, and we were touring, so we came to San Antonio and played, and it was a fun place. It was a really the owners, Barbara and Steve, were just, it was all about music. They were wonderful, so we started playing there and became lifelong friends with them.
So who was it? When did you start that Luna Records? Or when the first album is the Somewhere album, right?
No, it's it's the early sessions, the cassette that you're talking about, and then we did Ain't No Perfect Diamond, and then Someplace Far Away From Here.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah.
then Para Gloria, and then Talking to the River with Steve Berlin.
Yeah, you guys did a bunch of great shows. I remember seeing you at Chewy's, the one over there on Broadway. It's not there anymore.
Excuse me, I'm listening to you. Sorry.
That's okay. There's a lot of dust flying around there.
No, I just smelled some funny stuff.
Oh.
Made me sneeze.
Uh-oh. But yeah, those shows were really good. And the set, and I don't know if a lot of people would ask you or tell you, like, hey, you need to pick a lane here because we're going from Spanish to rock to country to ballads. But it all worked out. All of the music.
We had a thread through it, and the harmonies, and yeah, I mean, but we were developing our own style, and that's what, it was us. And it was, yeah, I guess people probably did say that, but we could play anywhere. We could play anywhere. We could play at Green Hall, we could play at blues clubs, we could play at blues festivals, we could, it would just, I don't know, we just had our own sound.
And did you tour internationally, though, or just...
Yeah.
Like you've been to a bunch. Have you gone to England and played there?
We never played in England, but I might this year actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be pretty good. Now your solo music, the new, the latest albums that you have out right now, are these all inspired by certain events in your life, or?
Well, some of the music on the newest one, Sonora, is deals with my sister passing away, and grieving her, but celebrating her, really, celebrating her as a person, and yeah.
Yeah, she was a wonderful person. She was funny. She was super cool, awesome. I think everybody just misses her.
Yeah.
I noticed that your guitar playing is really good, though. Did you teach yourself guitar?
Yeah.
You're self-taught?
Both of us did.
Wow, because it's pretty quick. Well, some of the videos you see when you're both playing together, all that fast playing, that acoustic guitar, it's really outstanding. Those voices, your harmonies. Did you kind of figure that vocally you guys were gonna really gel, like just with?
Roberta and I, or,
yeah, Roberta.
It just is, we always sang together, and it just natural, we always did it around the house, so it came naturally for us. Ruben is gonna.
Is that Ruben V?
Yes.
There he is.
Hi, Ruben. Thank
And that's gonna be another one too, right there.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I do want to say goodbye. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you. I'm
Don't
sorry
be a
about
stranger.
the
No. Bye, gay. Love you, mijo.
All right.
Bubba.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, guys.
Do you have any other favorite gigs that stand out? Anything memorable?
We did one of our first gigs with Los Lobos. We did our all Spanish show, and they did their all Spanish show. We were invited to play in Watsonville, California, by Santa Cruz, and that was the most fun. That was so great. It was the beginning of a really great friendship with the guys. with Los Olos, and they're like our brothers now.
Oh yeah, and just like I think you've done shows with Los Lonely Boys too.
Yeah, I do a lot of. In fact, I'll be doing one in July.
Oh, that's cool. So what do you got coming up? What's on the horizon here for this year as far as touring and shows?
Be in Oklahoma, California, New Mexico. Like you said, we're doing that show with Los Lonely Boys. I hope to do some more shows with Los Lobos.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add? And anything that people may not know about, music-wise?
Just support the music, just support all music, all writers, all types of music, and just keep playing.
Oh, and you know that that's a little bit of a concern. I'll just throw this out real quick. What's your whole take on the AI thing? How it's not done organically anymore. It's just I want to create music with a button or whatever fake way. It's not real. It doesn't have any feelings. It has no corazón, as they say.
No corazón. Yeah, it's like you can't stop things from changing, but I'll always do it the way I do it.
That's great because that's what we need is more real music, because after a while it takes out
the. Feel it. And then I'm sure there's an audience for that, but I want to play for people who want to feel it. That's basically.
There you go. And I guess we'll end it on that note. So thank you, Lisa, for sitting down and talking to us for a few minutes. And we wish you all the best in the future.
It's good to see you.
And yes, it's very nice to see you. It's after all this time. So thank you, Lisa, and you have a great evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.